So Ezra Miller is essentially begging not to be fired after he helped cancel JD. He's saying, I'm going to go get help. I'm going to do this stuff right now. Also, don't remember the worst of the worst things that I've done. Now, I agree that Ezra Miller, he probably does suffer from some complex mental health issues. He does need to seek mental health treatment. But here's the problem with all of this. This isn't behavior that manifests over the last, say, couple of months. We are talking about behavior that has been manifesting for years now. People have always gone out, they have excused it in some way, and this is going to be used as a way to excuse it as well. Now, you and we're going to talk about all of this, and like I was saying, you have JD released because somebody points a finger at him. Meanwhile, Ezra Miller here, you have damage control for a guy, February 2020, he's putting his hands on somebody on video. This goes all the way up June 8th, 2022, when the first of multiple parents come out saying that this guy, he has done terrible things with our kid. What is truly frightening about this, too, is that the media, they seem to be rubber stamping this behavior. They want you to forget about the worst of the worst. Why? Because, again, this sounds like damage control from the same people that buried JD because someone pointed a finger at him. Oh, man. I mean, this... All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. When we're looking at this, I want you to remember a couple of things. Number one, I want you to remember that Ezra Miller, he's more than happy to cancel other people. JD is a very prime example. When it came to Fantastic Beasts 2, he put out statements about JD saying, I wasn't consulted with him being here. Essentially, I don't want him to be here. He joined in the cancellation fray, but when Ezra Miller's behaviors get to the point that nobody can tolerate them anymore, he has a representative deliver a statement saying, hey, I'm going through a time of intense crisis. I'm getting treatment for complex mental health issues. Now, what does that mean, by the way? We have no idea. And he does need somebody to step in. Also, if we were just talking about recent behaviors, the ones where we've seen bizarre antics and on, I would say, yeah, this guy, it looks like he's going through some type of crisis. However, we've seen even worse items, like I said, that are glossed over in articles just like this, and I'll show you that in just a second. But look at what's said here. First of all, headline, The Flash star Ezra Miller seeking treatment for complex mental health issues. What does that mean? We don't really know at all. We have a representative of the actor. So this isn't Ezra Miller delivering a message. It's supposed to be from Ezra Miller. If you take his word on that, but a representative drops it off, and this is what Ezra Miller, he supposedly says. Having recently gone through a time of intense crisis, I now understand I am suffering complex mental health issues and have begun ongoing treatment. Now, what does that mean? What kind of treatment? We have no idea. We've seen some of the things that he said lately. Does that mean he's picking up treatment on his own? Whatever he defines that as. Is he in a program? Like I said, we don't really know what that means. I want to apologize to everyone that I've alarmed and upset with my past behavior. I am committed to doing the necessary work to get back to a healthy, safe, and productive stage in my life. This guy, again, criminal behavior. Threats of harm, all types of other stuff. And look at that statement. A few lines on it, nothing more. Now, when you look at the description of behavior, too, this, it says quite a bit. Right here. Most recently, he was charged with felony burglary in Vermont after state police investigated an incident involving several bottles of alcohol being taken from a residence where the homeowners were not present. So, that doesn't sound that bad, right? The actor made headlines in 2020, so this is where they start their timeline, by the way, after recordings surfaced in which they appeared to be choking a woman outside of a bar in Iceland. No charges were filed. The actor has been arrested twice in Hawaii this year, once for disorderly conduct and harassment. In the Hawaii incidents, Miller pled no contest to a single count of misdemeanor disorderly conduct, paying a fine of $500, $30 in court costs. The harassment charges were dismissed. So again, you see how that's set up. It makes it sound like it's not that big of a deal. We can go in, we can basically call this a mental health crisis. Now, the mainstream media, Warner Brothers and Ezra Miller, they conveniently omit the things that involve children, the things that involve women. I mean, any of this stuff would cancel anyone else. JD got canceled because a woman pointed a finger at him, but Ezra Miller, nah, that doesn't even happen. They just kind of leave that out of the narrative. The worst stuff, though, it starts popping up around June 8th, 2022. And again, these are accusations. They need to be looked at. They need to be investigated. But you have the parents of a now 18-year-old go before a judge and say, hey, we need a protective order. Why? Because the 18-year-old has supposedly been around Ezra Miller since they were 12. That would be 6 years. 6 years of behavior there. You don't even have people bat an eye about that. I mean, that's disturbing. We are also talking about a Native American here. We hear about, hey, we love diversity. We love inclusion. We're not going to protect that kid, though. Not from Ezra Miller. I think that says something. June 16th. You have the Daily Beast report speaking with an alleged victim of Miller's, a 12-year-old non-binary child who alleges that they were targeted by Miller. The child and their mother, they are granted a temporary harassment prevention order, claiming that the actor, basically he's menacing them. I mean, the stuff that's going on, it sounds crazy. It sounds absolutely not, I need help here. It sounds beyond that. It sounds like he is targeting children. Then you have statements coming out about his home, his farm, where you have a 25-year-old woman, 3 kids, ages 1 to 5, living there. According to some sources, you have a 1-year-old basically using a bullet. That's right, taking a bullet, using that as a pacifier. Again, disturbing behavior. Then you have a woman come out, a woman that is just going by the name Nadia, and she talks about how Ezra Miller treated her. Again, anyone else had something like this levied against them, a finger pointed like, say, a JD, he got canceled. Bam, like that. You have Ezra Miller. We need to get the guy help. And again, I do think the guy needs help for sure. But if this stuff, it turns out to be true, he needs to be getting help in a jail cell, because this is a totally different narrative. It feels like I said, we have damage control and spin, and there are hundreds of millions of reasons, dollar signs, these places would want to do that. Anyway, let me know what you think about it. Share this stuff everywhere. Gonna end here with that. Thank you for being here, though. I do want to say that. Want to help out the channel. Links are in the description. You're appreciated, too. Thank you. I'll see you soon.